Hey friends, my name is Jackie Alves, and today we're going to be talking about lashes. All the things lashes. We're going to do a deep dive into what shape to use, what kind to use. We're going to talk about glue and lash prep. I'm going to show you how to use half lashes, cluster lashes, full lashes, invisible bands, black bands. We're going to talk about glue and all the things. So stick around. I know you're going to love it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And you guys, I'll meet you on the flip side. All right, you guys, we have so much to get into. We are gonna dive into the deep end of the pool here, the lash pool, if you will. I'm gonna show you so many things. You are gonna love this. I know that lashes are daunting, and I know that you need help with them because you're my friends, and I know my friends need help. So here we go. I have so many different types of lashes for you. I have a ton of Ardell lashes. I love them. I work with them a lot. I'm not an influencer for Ardell, so I don't have links for you, but if you like the lashes that I'm showing you, just go to ardell.com and pick them up there so you don't have to hunt for them, at your local cosmetics store. However, for example, I've got the Ardell 425s here. If you like what I'm showing you about these, the invisible band, the wispy lash, Kiss has really comparable lashes to these, and I love Kiss almost as much, so that's fine. They tend to be the same price though, so. Also, I'm going to show you a lot of the Invisiband lashes that have just become my favorite instead of that fat black band. But you can get a clear band lash, but I want to tell you the difference. So Invisiband, you really can't see anything. Clear bands sometimes look like plastic, like a clear, it almost looks like shiny glue on your eyelids. So those haven't really been my friends. I've tried them a lot, but it's not happening. So I'm gonna have to say that the Invisiband is the hero here at my makeup studio. My whole team loves these suckers, okay? But now let's talk about the difference in the sizes as well. And remember, this goes for any brand out there. So whatever your favorite brand is, even if you like Lily lashes or if you want to order something off Amazon, that's okay. There's some really great lashes that are way inexpensive on Amazon, okay? And especially if you're new to lashes, get one of those big old cards for like $8 or $9 that has the little lashes on it and use those to practice with. Don't go get the most expensive lash. And you guys don't, just a tip, I have friends who love the magnetic lashes, but I'm just going to tell you they don't work for me. And of course I can't use them on my clients here. They're a little too expensive for that, but I can't use them. Like for example, I was hunting around to get some lash glue today and I found these. Now these are like a magnetic band that you put a eyeliner on with, and then I almost knocked over my entire set. Then the magnetic lash will stick to that band, but I don't like that because I'm not great with eyeliner in the first place. And in the second place, what's in that stuff is metal in that eyeliner, and that's why the magnets stick to it. I don't know. And maybe it's not horrible for your eyes, but it makes me uncomfortable. I'm not good at it. How's that? It's just, so I'm finding these are more my friends. So I want to show you in the Ardell Naked Lashes, and again, just get an invisible band if you like something like this, but to start, I've got the 420s. Look how little these dudes are, and they're already open. You can tell I love to use these, but they're very tiny. And when I put these on my clients who are like, I don't want to look like a crazy clown or whatever, it just looks like a nice coat of mascara. They are very, very natural. So that was number 420. But again, if you wanted to go for Kiss lashes or Lily lashes are a little more expensive, just get something that's wispy and that has a really thin band. The next ones that I love of the Naked Lashes are number 421. These are just a little bit longer than the 420. Then you've got the 422. Now I tried these and I don't like them. See how straight they are? And I like a little bit of a curl. Otherwise, they tend to sit like this. Not on everybody, but I would say about 80% of my clients and myself included, I just don't like the way they just go. I'm not a fan. However, I've always got an alternative. So if you like the length on these, then these have good length on them, the number 425s, and you can see they have a curl on them. See how they So we love that. I love a little bit of a curl. Also, because if you've got a hooded, mature lid, I'm telling you, friend, the lashes are gonna act like a claw to hold your eyelid up. if you've got that hooded lid, there's nothing better than a false lash to really help give it some lift. And then of course I have the 424s that are a little bit smaller than the 425s. But still, see how they have a flare tip. So they're shorter on the inner corner and they flare. So I like how it's like shorter here and it gets longer out here. So you can actually build a lash that way if you like to use the little sections. These are really fun. Some are long and some are short. So you can literally do what they call lash mapping. And you can figure out what number you want on the inner corner and maybe only do like 2 or 3 sections instead of all the way across if you prefer. Today when I was hunting around for the lash glue, I also found these. And these looked like fun. Apparently you pick the tab up so they're reusable and you use all the tabs, but you can keep the lash and it's only the tab that you throw away. There's like 60 tabs in here. They're sticky tabs. And then just a few lashes, but you use the lashes over and over again. But I was looking at it and I was like, okay, you have to choose the lash, what size you want. You have to map it out and then you have to get the sticky thing on it. Then you have to get the sticky thing on your eye and then you have to go like longer to shorter. And I was like, holy crackers. I can't. That's so much preparation. Like I'm doing good just to get the sucker stuck on in the right order and not backwards. So, you know, if you want to spend that much time like choosing your lash shape and all that, that's cool. And when my clients come in, I like to specialize or kind of personalize the lash shape for them. So sometimes I'll use those clusters for my clients because I'm wearing my glasses. But when I'm doing my own lashes, forget it. I can't see. So it ain't happening. All right, so I hope that helps with lash selection, style, shape, all of it. But I also wanted to show you these cuties I got off Amazon for my students because, you know, I have a makeup artist academy here. And let me see if I can get this weird little thing off. So this is Zanlu Fly. I just got them off Amazon. And I will drop a link to these. I'm not, you know, an influencer or anything for them, but since I ordered them myself from Amazon, I can just share the link with you so you don't have to go hunting around. Now, these are great. They were only about, I think, $7 for 5 pair. And they're pretty cute little half lashes. So I love half lashes a lot because you don't have to cut them, trim them, make them fit your eye. You just, you know, plop them on the outer corner. So these are going to be great for especially mature eyes, hooded lids. And, you know, if you're not great with lashes, these half lashes are so much easier to deal with because, like I said, you can just put it right on your eyeliner or right in that lash line. These are a lot less effort, but they do have that black band. And that's okay. It's not a fat black band. So these are a good one to try. I like to call these training wheels. It's another reason I got them for my students. So yeah, there's a lot of different lash styles there. Now, there are lash styles that are short, long, and then short again. Those are really great for like a monolid, like if you have Asian eyes. But I really, really just, I love that flare tip, that winged, what am I talking about? Eyelash, where it gets longer on the outer corner because you can really elongate your eye like that. So I really do prefer that style. So if you're looking around and wondering which shape to get, give that a try and see what you think, okay? It's not the end all be all, but it is my suggestion, my professional suggestion. Okay, now for glue. Like, what glue do we use? So I do have this quick dry glue, and I love Duo. I use Kiss glue because it is like, it ain't moving. If I have a bride who I know is gonna be bawling her face off, or if it's windy outside, we're getting that Kiss glue because it doesn't budge. But under normal circumstances, I use Duo a lot. And the blue label, so Duo in the blue font is like a quick dry. Excuse me. That's a quick dry one. But I really am a huge fan of the Duo Rose Water and Biotin Strip Lash Adhesive. I know it's fancy, but it's formaldehyde and latex free. So I'm starting to look for things that are better for me in that it's added ingredients like makeup with skincare, stuff like that, but that also is free of certain things. So formaldehyde and latex, no thank you. So I was happy to find this. So we're gonna be using this one today. It is white, so it dries clear. I don't like the black glue, in case you're wondering, because if you get it in that wrong place, you're stuck. Big black globber right there, and it's just there. It's worse than messing up your eyeliner because you can't get that black glue off. It's just, you're in trouble now. So I do like white or clear glue, and the white dries clear. So that's my preference on glue, but whatever you like is okay. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, but I'm gonna do a little lash prep. So I've got a lot of makeup on already. I'm gonna go ahead and slap on some lipstick, so give me a second. So funny, I almost forgot I didn't have lips on. I was so distracted with showing you all these eyelashes. And in my mind, I'm like, don't forget, because I've got so much to share with you today. I didn't want to forget anything. Okay, so I want to show you something really quick with the lash prep. So I've already got like foundation, powder, and I even put a little bit of eyeshadow on, but I didn't put like, you know, a big eyeshadow look because I want to keep it light and bright so that you can see the lashes. But I am going to go ahead and put just a tiny bit of this shimmer just right here on my bottom inner corner. That will help pop my eyelid and also brighten up my eyelids so you can see the lashes a little bit better. Okay, now, you know, you can wear lashes with not a big fat eye look, you know, you can be super natural looking, but I do suggest some type of eyeliner, whether you like a fat, incredible black wing, or maybe just a little tiny smudged brown eyeliner, that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the brown right now. And using my magnifying mirror, I'll just go ahead and do a quick little brown liner for you. I like that because it really disguises the lash, but I'll do a small one because I still want you to see the lash band as I apply it. So just a teeny tiny. Okay, now I want to bring your attention to something. When I put on eyeliner, I almost lay it down on my lash line and just drag it where the lashes grow out, and then go back the other way. And I make it a little bit thicker on the outer corner. I'm not doing like a big wing or even the fat triangle to add that dimension or to accent the outer corner. I'm just doing this to show you how to disguise your lash band. All right, I've just got a tiny bit of brown eyeliner on, but I do want to talk really quickly about tools that can make your job easier. A couple of magnifying mirrors. I've got one that like you can see your brain with. It's so magnifying. I've got another one that's just a tiny bit magnifying, and I use both, you guys. I wish it didn't have to be like that. I wish I could just look at myself in the mirror, plop it on, but you know what? I ain't 20 no more, and I can't see anything. So it is what it is. So these are really helpful, okay? So different magnifications, sometimes it's worth having more than one little magnifying mirror. Okay, and you know, hands-free too can be helpful if you need both hands. I can only use one because I'm, you know, holding it. It just gets a little weird, but hands-free, you could stick this to your mirror even if you don't have a freestanding magnifying mirror. Also, if you've got really straight lashes, I don't, but if you've got straight lashes, you may want to grab yourself an eyelash curler where you can just curl them up. Be really careful and don't pinch your eyelids off. And this is a really good one. The brand is Japonesque, or I don't even know if I pronounce it right, but you can pick it up at like JCPenney Beauty. You can grab it online. Very affordable, but really good quality. Their products, they have several other items as well, like some tweezers and cold rollers and stuff, but giving it a little bit of a boost up if you've got those straight lashes, because you want your lashes to blend up into the falsie, okay? So next, I'm gonna do a little bit of mascara. Now, I've recently found that I love silicone wands better than the hairy bristle ones. So I'll go ahead and use my silicone wand mascara. And I'm just gonna get a good coat on, but I'm not worried about building it. I don't want fat lashes because I want them to blend into those wispy lashes. Okay, so, you know, just a lightweight coat. With my silicone wand, I've already got a little bit on this eye. Let's do the other eye real quick because I'm gonna make sure I go to the root and carefully pull to the tip. I don't wanna just hit the tips with mascara because I want the root lifted. And then the lashes made black so that they blend with the false eyelash. And I have a lot of questions. Do I put mascara on before or after the lashes, and why? And I like to do it like this because I don't like mascara on my false lashes. Now I have done it in the past if I got the false lash off and I felt like there wasn't enough like va-va-voom in it, but most of the time it's fine. Alrighty, a little bit on the bottom. Now, if I was doing a full glam, something crazy, I'd probably get a little bit more mascara, but really going for that kind of clean girl look today. I don't really know what that means because, you know, maybe 80s was like dirty girl makeup. Yeah. Probably. I mean, that makes sense. You guys can remember some of the makeup trends from the 80s. You'd probably agree with me. All right, so I've got my mascara on. I'm going to lift it up like I'm sticking my finger all the way to the root. You don't have to do this if you feel like your lashes get clumped when you do it, but man, it gives like an extra lift to mine. Okay, so the lashes I want to use today, the 424s. So these are the ones that have a little bit of length, but a curl on them. Not the longest ones I showed you. Oh, come on. Oh, crazy things. There we go. But see how pretty they are. But they are long. The band is long. So I'm going to take them out of here and show you. If you don't already do this, you're definitely going to want to start doing this. Gotta get brutal with it sometimes. Okay. I like to cut a couple of sections off of the outer corner. Now, I almost never, like I think maybe twice in my whole life have I cut from the inner corner, and that was maybe because there was something wrong with the lash, but I almost always cut from the outer corner from that flare tip. So even when you get a lash, if you feel like it's a little too long, don't worry, because if you're gonna trim them like I show you today, you'll be cutting a lot of the length off. So it's gonna be a nice natural looking lash. These are gonna look really, really small and natural, but add volume to my lashes. And see how they're sectioned? That's gonna add volume as well. There we go, for the love of Pete. See how they're sectioned? That adds like a volume look, like they're gonna look fatter, but they won't feel heavy. Also, it helps you because you can go, oh, I cut off 2 sections off of one side instead of like, oh, about a quarter of the way. You know, so I'm gonna count the sections that I cut off. So when you peel a lash off, I told you we were deep diving today. I fold that sucker back and I pull from the outer corner because I don't wanna rip out a bunch of hairs, you know, by yanking it off the middle or something like that. And I know that I'm cutting off that outer corner, so I don't care that I kind of messed it up a little bit. Now, let's talk about lash tools. I've got this one that I love that's really long and pointy, but you can get a lash applicator tool on Amazon. It just would look like this. They're really inexpensive, and you can get a pack of several of them in case you're like me and you lose everything. But I do like this real thin one. Now, if you prefer your fingers, please use your fingers. It's okay. One of my best friends hates the lash applicator tool, and she has no idea how I use it. And she uses her fingers, but I don't know how she uses her fingers. So before I use my tool, I'm gonna take my little lash scissors. Now, if you're not sure how much to cut, I want you to measure it, like plop it on your eye and think, how long do I want this? Look at yourself in the mirror with it, just sitting on your eyelash, and think, okay, I'm gonna cut off 2 sections. So I'm actually cutting off 1 whole section, because these are little. I think I can handle this. If they were a fatter lash, I might cut off more, because then the weight would be on my outer corner instead of in the middle and make my eye feel droopy. So I like to get most of the volume and length on that outer corner to elongate the eye. It's marvelous, darling. So now I'll go ahead and plop it in here. And so see how the lash applicator tool is curved. So you want to get the curve of the lash in there. Check that out. Pretty simple. It just, you know, takes a little extra time, okay? Of course, it's not gonna take this long. Don't be like, this is too long. I could never wear lashes. You're not gonna be talking to 30,000 people how to put on your lash. You'll be doing it faster. Trust me, you'll be okay. I'm gonna leave on my glasses though while I put on my glue. All right, I've got my Duo glue, that bougie, fancy rose water, latex and formaldehyde free glue, and it's got the little brush on it. Now I'm just gonna brush a small amount right on that band. What's great about this white glue is it turns blue. You can see it, and then it will dry clear. Make sure you get it all the way to the end though. So I'm going all the way to the end, but not a big fat globber, you guys. It's fine balance with glue. Now, a pro tip, blow on it or hold it in front of a little fan if you keep a little fan in your bathroom, but let that glue get tacky. If you start putting it on fresh when it's wet, you will be wrestling with it, and then it will be battle eyelash and you will lose. So we don't want to see you lose the battle eyelash. We want to see you victorious. All right, I'm coming in really close so that you can see. I'm gonna do my best to get in here with you. All right, hey friend. Okay, eyelash here, closing my eye, but not all the way. You can keep them open if you prefer to go this way, but I like to close it almost all the way. Now I can see it's in the right spot because I've got my other eye open. And I get it right in the right spot, but then I go up. And I can feel it, so it's okay that I can't see it. I can feel what I'm doing because the lash glue is wet. I'm so nervous right now. I'm like, please work. Please let my friends think I'm a lash expert. I've done so many tutorials for you guys where I have totally messed up my lashes. So if you can't get it right, please don't feel bad. Okay, now my inner corner is always the bane of my existence. So that's why I have turned this on its end and I'm just tapping it down all the way across. And now I just kind of shove it. Take this lash and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Sorry, I couldn't help it. All right, and now just with my fingers, I'm still gonna keep shoving my lash. How'd you like my accent? I've got so much family from Arkansas, Oklahoma. So the accent just kind of, it's in my blood. I mean, I never lived there, but something about it's just in there. And now I'm gonna even just touch it. You don't have to do this if you're pretty confident it's on, but I just wanted to touch that band to make sure it was stuck all the way across. I was gonna say adhesed. I don't know if that's the word. Adhered, adhesed. That looks really good. What do you think? Hello? All right, let's do the other one. So I'm gonna peel it off, I'll trim it, I'll get that glue on, and I'll come up close so you can watch. So give me a second. Okay, I trimmed off one section just like the other side, and I got my glue on there a pretty decent amount, and I'm gonna be doing this side. And I'm right-handed, so bring it across. This is always the hardest side for me to do, but I want you to be able to see it even if I do mess up, because I have tricks to fix it if I mess up. Get your glue tacky. All right, I'm coming in. I hope this works. And I mean, not bad with just a little bit of brown eyeliner. When I do that huge, fat, liquid eyeliner all the way across. You could do any kind of lash because you can't see any band at all. All right, going across the band here. Again, I'm very nervous. The inner corner is the bane of my existence. I just keep shoving it. There we go, I think I got it. And I just tap across to see, make sure it's actually touching the skin, because sometimes this inner corner, like to me in my magnifying mirror, my eyes are practically crossed. I'm like, oh, it went on. And then later I see in pictures or something, it was sticking up. So I've learned to just, if you don't have long nails, you can just touch it real quick and make sure it's stuck all the way across. Now remember, I went this way with the lash, but then I go up and shove it in. So I do this just to almost like line it up, like come in for a landing and then, okay. Otherwise it'll be curved like this. So I go up so that that curve of that lash will go with my eyelid, okay? And with these invisible bands, they are really floppy. So they'll adhere to just about any shape eyelid. So they're very comfortable. And you guys, I'm telling you, my clients, when I put these on, they're like, oh, I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. So it's really nice to not feel that heavy, bulky, like tired by the end of the day feeling with these. It literally just feels like you've got a good mascara on. So I want to put on my glasses so I can see like through the lens if I got these crazy things straight. Oh, nice. Good job, self. Yeah, I see like a little hint of something that wanted to go crazy right there, but I think I did okay. All right, looking fly. Now, let's say that you didn't get the band really great. It doesn't look super straight and it's driving you crazy like it does me sometimes. You can go in with a little slant brush, like whatever you like, a little slanted eyeshadow eyebrow brush, and use your eyeshadow to just kind of tap in on that band, and that's how you can create an eyeliner on top of it. But I'm gonna show you a trick. So I used brown eyeliner, so I'm gonna stick with brown, but I'll use this dark brown eyeshadow and my slant brush and just touch a little bit. I'm not digging in it. Gonna tap it off. And now I'm gonna go in. Let me show you this trick. So right here in my inner corner, it's like you can kind of see where the lash ends. Not too bad, because I did a good job today, but sometimes it's horrendous. So let me show you my trick that I love. You can just tap on it and then go right across. Just a little bit though. You don't want a bunch of brown eyeshadow falling out all over underneath your eye. And just give it a tap, tappy tap. And then right here, let me come this way so you can see. And an even smaller brush if you feel like this one's too big. There we go. And like at this point, you could even do some eyeliner in your tight line up here. If you wanted to close that off, you could put eyeshadow or eyeliner underneath if you want to add a little bit more. I typically do that before I get to the lash, but again, I wanted it to be as stark as possible so you could really get a good view of this. So I'm going to tap some shadow on the other side and come back and show you a couple of tricks now. All right, I've got that brown eyeshadow tapped into that lash band and it blended them really nice. Now you only have to do that if you feel like you need it, okay? I probably could have got away with going just the way it was and having that kind of like clean, naked look to my eye look. But now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of brown eyeshadow and a little smudger brush. And just put a little underneath to add a little extra drama. Just a little though. And you know, I usually will do this before my eyelashes, but sometimes when I get the eyelash on, I'm like, I could have used a little more. So now I can take a crease brush and take that same brown. It's just a nice medium brown. Get a little carried away, kind of excited. The lashes turned out good. So just a nice fat crease brush, and now I'm just adding a little bit of depth. Not too bad, huh? Really subtle. Bring it up and out. And I'm doing this without glasses on, so the fact that I'm even getting it in the right place is a miracle. I am on my game today. So now once you get finished, now you could have already done concealer because you don't want to get it in your lashes, but I want to show you a trick, and I left it till the end so that we could talk more about lashes. But I want to show you with my favorite eye serum, the BioLab Caffeine Eye Serum. On sale, by the way. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. I'm gonna use just a little bit on the back of my hand. Ooh, it's almost time to get a new bottle. I'm gonna use a little bit on the back of my hand and a tiny bit of liquid concealer. I get a lot of questions about which concealer I'm using, and you can honestly use whatever concealer you like, but this is just a good liquid, okay? Then I'm gonna take a concealer brush. You can use a fluffy concealer brush if you like, and just a tiny bit of serum, because I want coverage today. If I was doing lightweight concealer, I would add more serum. But today I want coverage, so I'm gonna have less serum and more concealer. And I wanna brighten up under here. Okay, and of course the links for both of these products will be in there for you. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush right now and just get this to go across. You can use the same brush if you like, but I felt like my brush was a little too wet, so I wanted to grab a dry fluffy brush. And just gently bring it down. I'm doing a pat and tap. And this is a really great sculpting brush by Daily Queen. I found this entire set on Amazon. You get like 30 brushes, I think, in the set. It's crazy. And it's like 40 bucks maybe. And they are really nice brushes too. So check those out if you're in the market for a new brush set. They take a pretty good beating too. There we go. So just brightening up. Now with a flare tip lash like this, I do really like to sometimes go in and use a little bit of a shimmer. So let me take a small little brush. Let me find one, hold on. All right, I've just got a little crease brush. I'm gonna take a little bit of the shimmer, just a like white or cream colored shimmer eyeshadow, and just put it on the inner corner. Now what happens is you're popping your inner corner, and then the lash adds depth out here. So it's a whole complete effect. So not just popping on a lash and being done, but what can you help to kind of complement that lash? All right, that looks good. This morning when I was getting ready and getting all my stuff together for the tutorial, I was dancing as usual, but I had a little bit of a Latin flair going on in here because I was dancing around too. You guys remember that song by Enrique Iglesias, Bailamos? And I was like full on. I thought I was like Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing all of a sudden. And I had spaghetti arms. You guys remember that scene? But then I crossed it over with an Enrique Iglesias song, so whatever. You know, I get excited in here. It's kind of fun. Look how beautiful it is. All right, so I've already got my lashes on. Normally I would do setting spray and then lashes, especially for my clients. I don't like to shoot lashes with setting spray, but again, I wanted to wait towards the end to show you all these little extras. So I've got a great new setting powder I want to share with you. And this is by a company that I love. I have good friends over here. This is a Lime Life translucent setting powder, but I've noticed that it's super soft. It gives me a soft set finish. So I'm just gonna use a little powder puff. You can use a brush if you want, but I've already used a brush to kind of finish my foundation when I got done with it. But now I'm just gonna set this in. And I'll set right through here. I don't put a bunch under my eyes, you guys. I never powder under my eyes with something like this. Now, powdering under my eyes, if I felt like I needed to, if it was creasing, that's when I would take a fat brush, same powder, and then just go like this. And this is a really super fluffy brush, friends. So don't feel like you need to get in there and dig in that powder. What you're seeing on social media is not usually gonna work on your face. So don't trust that. All right, and now I'm gonna use a beautiful soft set setting spray. This is also by my friends at Limelight, and you can grab the link from me for this. This is, again, like just for a nice soft set. This isn't mattifying, it's not dewy, it just helps your makeup last all day and gives a beautiful natural finish. Dun, dun, dun. What do you think? All right, my hair is a little crazy today, but I did put some extensions, and I am wearing it a little bit different right now just for fun. So I'm gonna slap an extra extension in it, so hang out for just a second. Okay, let the sides down here. I've got a couple of extensions, just the little ones over here in the side. I could put more if I wanted, but literally I think I've got like 3 of the tiny extensions that only have 1 clip. This is one of the ones that just have 2 clips. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this right up underneath the wacky little ponytail that I have, because it'll just add a little bit of volume back here so it won't look so thin and crazy. And I even wrapped an extension around the base of my ponytail because that'll make it look thicker too. Because dang, my hair is getting thin. Thank you, menopause. All right, so a little bit of hairspray. This is one that's got less toxins in it. Hairspray is not great for you no matter what you do, but this is a little less junk in it. And I did start looking for brands of things with less toxins, and I'm actually surprised. I'm having some luck finding some things. Even today, I finally found a lower toxin nail lacquer. I found it when I was over shopping at Ulta, and I can't see the name of it, but let me slap on my glasses real quick. I need a monocle, you guys. Oh yeah, this is called Naked Manicure by Zoya, and super low toxin. So that's really great if you're struggling with any type of autoimmune disease or just trying to keep all of that junk, as much junk as possible, you know, because it's everywhere, but trying to lower the amount of junk you're subjecting yourself to. So I'm gonna slap on some hoops. I don't know why hoops just remind me of being in high school and like getting in a fight. Just, you're about to get in a fight, so you rip off your hoops so that the girl can't rip them out of your ears. I don't know. Did anybody ever get in fights in high school like me? You guys know I was bullied a lot and got in several fights. So that kind of stuff just comes to my mind. Pretty funny, huh? Thank the Lord I'm a new creation though. I don't have to live like that no more. Okay, that's cool. I might put one more extension over here, but maybe not. I don't really care that much because this looks dang cute. Teeth check. What do you guys think? The lashes are fabulous. I've got that beautiful flare tip, a complete look. I was able to go back in and really set it up with a little extra eyeshadow. But I hope that this helps you guys. Give these lashes a try. And again, it's not about the brand. I showed you a lot of Ardell, but there's Kiss. There's so many different brands that you can check out. And it's more about the quality of the lash and the type of band, and if you can find the length that you love. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you learned something new. Please don't forget to check out my members only area. You can join for as little as $2.99 a month. Pretty cool beans, good deal. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time.